So, have you ever tried to measure a battery with one hand while you're holding a microphone with the other? It's practically impossible. So I'm going to try it here with this meter. But as you see, this battery just moves around. It's terrible. You can barely think on. And reading the meter while you're trying it, it's just impossible. Wouldn't it be great if you had that? Behold, there's the voltage on the battery. We'll pull it in now, and it's reading 1.19 volts. Any batteries you'd like us to test? We can test all of your batteries. Every one of your batteries. Right? But not only does it test your batteries, with the accelerometer we can change modes and read the temperature of his little finger. There you go. How many times have you wanted to read the temperature of your little finger? We're not going to say where you're going to put your little finger, but whenever you want to read the temperature of your little finger, this is the glove. This is the glove for you. Now, this is a single-piece unit here, right? It fits like a glove, right? It's built here with, we've got an accelerometer here that changes modes from vertical to horizontal, so you can change from the temperature to the voltage mode. Do you want to say some more about it? Because you're the man with the...
I guess hardware-wise, we used conductive thread and conductive paint to make the pads for the connections in the finger pads, and 3D printed the case for the LCD. We didn't have originally we went just with the LEDs to display, but we didn't feel like that had enough information going on to read voltage and temperature, so we have to have a second power supply to run a standard Arduino LCD or scrolling LCD. Did I forget anything? Well, that was the LEDs up front, so if you change modes, that turns into a H.
So you read the temperature.
So you can read the temperature. And then also there was an issue with hardware inputs, that there was not a digital input available to change modes, so that's why we had to use the accelerometer to do that. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Software.
It's pretty simple. I think the biggest problems that we had was just kind of getting the temperature sensors and just calibrating them so that they could just make sure that was relatively correct. So if anybody cares, 6 is the calibration number. It's magic. It's pretty straightforward otherwise. Keeping the mode is kind of a pain in the butt too, but when we finally got the the accelerometer guy to we had to calibrate him a little bit too. He was kind of a pain, but we kind of made us say there's 2 gestures for it, which is kind of fun, and then we kept that state so that we know which mode to actually set the device in. And then, as they said, we ended up having too many problems with the actual software, the software switches, and so they just it did a hardware one for us, which is.
So I guess full disclosure too, we didn't have the software working at the closing, because the...
What are you doing?
Well, that's part of our commit, shows that, right? So
yeah.
It didn't work. We 20 minutes after that, we were able to get it.
So in defense of the 8 o'clock witching hour, we were able to get the voltmeter working only, and then we spent another 20-30 minutes, and then we got the heat sensor working pretty nicely.
It was all functional, it was just switching modes. It was all functional, it was just switching modes.
With the 3-axis, getting that thing to work, getting the adjuster to work. So, questions?
Oh, and we did a website.
Oh yeah, we actually documented it.
Yes.
This guy spent a lot of time doing that, and we have a GitHub Pages account.
I also
Amazing.
tracked everything on Microsoft Project. Yeah. And
Have fun downloading
I
that.
stopped because we exceeded every milestone and then went way beyond that.
Yeah, we have pictures up on the GitHub and all sorts of fun stuff like that. So we have documentation, but I don't know. So questions?
Vote 10.
Yeah, vote 10, but questions first. Divided by 6, by the way.
Right now it's at 77 degrees, and it seems to not actually, now it's up to 82. So it's actually outside the tip of my finger. There's a little bead on there. There's a little thermistor on there. So
So for Thanksgiving.
But I guess the other cycle was that we could now make attachments to put other sensors on through the inputs on the tips of the gloves now.
Yeah, that was one of the extensions we wanted to do, was to make it so you could remove his finger, actually remove the glove off the finger, and then just stick a different probe on there with magnets, so that would clip on there, and you could read current or capacitance, or change the range of the meter. Never got around to that, but no, the architecture is there to be able to allow us to extend that. So we've got the two separate sensors. We've got volts as well as reading the power back through the analog inputs there. Any other questions? Cool.